top stories. Public sector job cuts begin today. The Minister of Finance says government can't just give out tax concessions, and reports of a foreign female assassin in Trinidad. Welcome to Nation News for Friday, January 31st, 2014. I'm Natasha Beckles.
You want your loved ones around to celebrate, especially those living far. And with Digicel Top-Up, Dad can help you bring life to the party and be part of the celebration. Ask him to send you Digicel Minutes. Receive free instant additional credit. Stay connected here and there. Ask your family abroad to send Digicel Minutes today.
Public sector cuts began today as several workers from the National Housing Corporation were given their marching papers. Exactly how many people are on the breadline is unclear, and Prime Minister Frundell Stewart was unable to offer any clarity.
I am really not in a position to answer with any definitiveness how many people will have gone home by the end of the day. I know that the Ministry of the Civil Service has been working around the clock to respond to the decisions of the government in terms of dealing with a very serious problem which our public finances have been experiencing.
When the Nation News team visited the NHC headquarters today, a number of employees congregated outside with their dismissal letters. Some were brought to tears, some were angry, while others were simply uncertain about what their next move will be.
I know we can do it. I can't do anything about it. They too. We're going to do something about my own. You know, it's hard over there and kill me.
What were you doing here? How long were you working?
A year, only had a year.
What were you doing?
I was cutting grass.
How do you feel about what happened? How do you feel about it?
People
I ain't know how to feel, man. I just rough. You know, it get me rough there. So I just keep in my head. You know what I mean? I get some boy bro.
Meanwhile, the National Union of Public Workers says it's contemplating legal action against the NHC because the workers were unfairly dismissed. Both office staff and general workers were among the casualties in what signals the first step in government's plan to cut some 3,000 public sector jobs. Minister of Housing Dennis Kelman says he had no hand in the layoffs, which fall under the Ministry of the Civil Service. However, he says the NHC can do more to contribute to the development of the island.
NHC has to be restructured and it has to make a contribution as it accustomed doing, and we will see how soon we can do that.
What message do you have for these people that got laid off this morning?
Well, the message I have to them that we will try our best to ensure that we put things in position so that they can find work somewhere in the country, because there's work out there.
Minister of Finance Chris Sinclair declined comment on any details pertaining to the severing of the workers. However, he gave a feature address today for the Barbados Association of Insurance and Financial Advisors annual blast-off seminar, saying government was burdened by the amount of incentives it currently offers to various entities. Sinclair says with a total of $700 million in annual tax concessions and rebates, offering further concessions is not something to be taken lightly. President of the Barbados Chamber of Commerce and Industry, Lalu Vaswani, wants government to clarify several issues so the private sector can contribute to Barbados in these tough economic times. He called for greater facilitation of projects for private sector entities. He was speaking at the BCCI's first luncheon for the year, where Prime Minister Frundell Stewart was the guest of honor.
At Courts, every day we bring affordability, convenience, innovation, and style to over 1 million customers in 11 countries. From homes to communities, we are proud to make a difference in the lives of many across the region. Courts, bringing value home.
A water spout from 2 fire tenders drawn up in formation ushered LIAT Captain Keith Robertson's last flight into Grantley Adams International Airport earlier today, marking the end of a 40-year career in aviation. Pilots who flew in from Antigua, airport staff, and members of Robertson's family cheered as the veteran pilot made his final grease landing and alighted from the aircraft, tossing his hat to his son Captain Corey Robertson in a symbolic gesture of the passing of the baton. Minister of Tourism Richard Seeley thanked Robertson for his contribution to aviation on behalf of a grateful nation and a grateful region. We go across the region now. A former member of Trinidad and Tobago's Police Service Commission says there's a foreign female assassin in the country. Pastor Clive Dottin says the Latin American woman's role is to ensure compliance with the illegal drug trade. He says the Twin Island Republic is now owned by Colombians, Mexicans, and Russians who run an underground crime academy teaching young men how to shoot and kill. Barbadian political analyst Peter Wickham is predicting that the main opposition Antigua Labour Party will win the next general election. The director of the Barbados-based Caribbean Development Research Services says he expects the party to win 11 of the 17 seats in the polls, which are due by March. After conducting 1,000 face-to-face interviews in all 16 constituencies, he said the research indicated a 6 to 7% swing in favor of the ALP. Jamaica's Prime Minister Portia Simpson Miller has been responding to criticism that she doesn't speak to the media enough. She says while international reporters make politicians feel comfortable, she doesn't like the approach of some in Jamaica.
They make you feel comfortable. But then our Jamaican, some in the media, not all, some, their approach all the while is, how can I trap this one? Media is not to be about trapping somebody or getting somebody to say something that you can carry forward. It must be for honesty, where you're going to be saying something that will be of benefit to the people.
And that has been Nation News for Friday, January 31st, 2014. I am Natasha Beckles.